Are you ready to unlock the secrets to the perfect day at Disneyland? If you've ever wondered how to make the most of your time at the happiest place on earth, then this video is for you. Join me as I share my recent epic day at Disneyland, and I'll provide you with 6 pro tips honed from my years of going to Disneyland. Okay, let's start out with tip number 1. Get to the park early before rope drop. On this particular day, we rolled in super early for rope drop. I felt like we were beating the sun to the park. We were staying at the Disneyland Hotel, so had early entry, and once the gates opened, into the park we went. It was about 30 minutes before rope drop, so we hung around the flagpole area, checked out the fire station. The omnibus and Main Street transportation was still catching Z's. So we started the day by walking down Main Street to the hub, thinking where did we want to go to first. Now, Disneyland is my happy place, but priorities are priorities, so that meant a beeline straight to Starbucks for a grande double latte to kick off the day. With caffeine in hand, we thought about where we wanted to go first. We went to the rope drop area for Adventureland. Then when the rope dropped, it was off to the Jungle Cruise with no line. Okay, we were on the second boat out. I will say I mistraded Sam at the end. His elephant is not the same. Okay, I wonder if anybody got that. With the Jungle Cruise done, it was off to Indiana Jones. But Indiana Jones was actually down. What a bummer. But no worries, Pirates of the Caribbean came to the rescue with a walk-on. Pirates of the Caribbean is one of my favorite rides. It brings me joy to float through the Caribbean and listen to my favorite pirate chanty, Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. So the day was starting out pretty good. After the Pirates of the Caribbean, I snagged another coffee and a must-have beignet on the way to the next stop. Beignets, breakfast of champions, right? With a second coffee in hand, we stopped off at some of the shops to window shop in New Orleans Square. Once the coffee was done, Haunted Mansion was next on our list. We had less than a 5-minute wait. Another classic ride ridden. Second tip, don't run from one side of the park to another. Cover one area at a time. So using this tip, the next ride for us was Rise of the Resistance in Galaxy's Edge. We actually had a lightning lane for this ride, and it was getting a bit later in the day. The standby line was getting longer and was about at a 40-minute wait. But with the lightning lanes, it was a score, straight on. Then we hopped on the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, taking full advantage of the single rider line. Talk about a whirlwind of rides. After all that excitement, we needed a snack. So the decision was lumpia and a Dole Whip next to the Tiki Room at the Tropical Hideaway, where Rosita is hiding. And since the Tiki Room was right there, we figured, why not go sing like the birdies sing? At this time, we had to think, what direction did we want to explore next? So, next stop, Tomorrowland. Star Tours and Space Mountain. Awesome. Space Mountain had the longest wait of the day. But hey, we powered through and rewarded ourselves with an alien macaroon. We passed on Astro Blasters due to the long line. But at this time, Big Thunder Mountain was calling our names and our lightning line schedule. It was time to ride the wildest ride in the wilderness. Billy the Goat is still eating that stick of dynamite. Big Thunder Mountain is a ride I will do more than once. Tip number 3, check the Genie Plus app and the wait times. When we were finished with Big Thunder Mountain, we checked the Genie app and the Pirates of the Caribbean line was practically non-existent, so we doubled down on that ride. The lines were longer than rope drop, but nothing too crazy. After a second trip to the Caribbean, we decided to mix it up. We hopped on the train to Toontown Station. Tip number 4, if you need a break to rest your feet, jump on the train and make a full loop, then to the stop you want. Toontown is where we had the best luck of the day. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was down, and we had the luck of it coming back up literally when we walked by. So we were able to walk straight in to the pre-show. While in Toontown, we did pass on riding Gadget's roller coaster. I don't really like to stand in a 30-minute line for a ride that's less than 1 minute, but we did go on Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, which always makes me smile and laugh. But let's be real, I miss Jessica's red dress. She can't help looking over sexy. She's just drawn that way. And at this time, so we rode quite a few rides already, and it was definitely time for another meal. And where my family wanted to eat was a no-brainer. We hit up our favorite quick service spot, Bengal Barbecue in Adventureland, for a pork belly and banyan beef skewer. The Bengal Barbecue Barbecue is right across from Indiana Jones, which was open. Since we missed it in the morning, we thought we would go on the single rider option. Indiana Jones single rider line wasn't happening, so we bit the bullet and waited about 40 minutes. By now, it was dark, so you know what that means. Big Thunder Mountain Round 2. Nights are the best. Before catching the fireworks, we squeezed in Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, followed by a mandatory churros pit stop. Matterhorn's single rider line was unexpectedly long, but hey, we embraced it. We did a mad rush for It's a Small World, perfect for tired feet. I actually really like It's a Small World. Even when home, if I hear It's a Small World after all, it takes me back to the parks. As I said, Disneyland is my happy place. I could actually sit down somewhere and just people watch, but that isn't this day. Next was to find a spot to watch fireworks. We found a spot near the Storybook Canals and just enjoyed the fireworks. I feel it is better than Main Street, but you don't see the projections on the castle. We wanted to ride Storybook Canals, but it was closed, and I didn't see it open later in the night. I have ridden it at night many times, and I'm not sure why it was closed. So tip number 5, Fantasyland rides close during the fireworks, but if you time it right, when they reopen, which is about 15 minutes after the fireworks, you can get on the rides fast. So we hung out on the other side of the rope that they used to keep people out, and when they dropped that rope, it was straight to Peter Pan. Why is Peter Pan always so crowded? I love it, but it isn't Rise of the Resistance. So here's some food for thought. Let me know why you think Peter Pan is always so crowded in the comments below. After Peter Pan, we were able to get on Snow White and Alice in Wonderland. We skipped Dumbo, but we did do Casey Jr.'s at night. I don't think I've been on the carousel in years. Time was ticking and it was getting late, and we had the energy for about 2 more rides in us. So we decided to go to the Jungle Cruise at night. It was amazing and the line was super short. Fantasmic was closed when we went, so we took a shot at Space Mountain, which had way too long of a line. Another bummer. But Astro Blaster's line was short, so we jumped on. Go figure, the line was super long earlier in the day. At this time, the night was almost over. So here is my tip number 5. Do your shopping before you leave so you don't have to carry your items around all day. In between the rides, I did pop into many of the stores while walking to that next ride, so I knew what I wanted. At the end of the night, my son went to get a churro while I went to Main Street and buy my souvenirs, which for this day was a sweatshirt. Then we met back up. By the way, my son is an adult. So what was the grand finale? The most exciting ride of the day? Okay, not the most exciting, but still fun and part of the Disney experience. The monorail to downtown Disney, where we walked back to the hotel. That was a pretty good day, right? By knowing what our must-do rides were and having a plan, which was, for me, not going back and forth from one side of the park to another, we got everything we wanted to do in. For my tip number 6, my final tip, just enjoy the Disney day however it goes. Don't stress out and be open to change on a whim. When a ride was closed, that's okay, and not stressing about it paid off. And a few times when we came back to the rides, they were open. It was a day of total Disney magic. When at Disney, the real world is worlds away, and I can't wait to do it all over again. If you'd like to see how to plan the perfect day, you can check out this video here. With that, I'll see you in the next video.